check out the page. That's a decent amount of views. Not bad. Let's check out the posts here. Seems like 3 out of 4 people are using Vortex support as their preferred thing. Looks like 4 out of 6 are using Vortex to install mods. And holy crap, it's a tie between convenience and immersion. Alright, well, I guess it's going to be convenience first, and immersion next week. Alright guys, today we are going to be covering 8 convenience mods, and they are Starter Camp, Imperial Prison Sewer Dock Additions, Discounted Training, Unlimited Training Sessions, Auto Upgrade Leveled Items, No Daedric Quests Level Requirements, Spellmaking and Enchanting Starting Spells, and Shade's Simple Saddlebags. Hey guys, we are back in the game. I've just left the Imperial City sewers, and I am testing out a mod called Starter Camp. It's a very simple mod. It's right here on the docks. It just adds 3 things to the game. A player-owned bed, so you can sleep here and level up if you need to. It also adds a little starter chest to stash anything that you would like to hold on to for later. And it adds this nice little light here, just a little something to add to the docks. That is all there is to this mod. It's just very simple, very straightforward, but it is very convenient to have a free place to sleep at night that is already on a place that you have a map marker to. Very convenient. There's also this little chest here. Great mod, fantastic thing to get, especially at the very start of a game when you are a humble beginner on your journey. Alright, so that is it for the demo. We are going to go ahead and move on to installation. Alright guys, we are on the Starter Camp mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. If you really enjoyed this mod, if you liked the showcase I just had, please go ahead and endorse the mod. That is basically the like button for Nexus Mods. With that out of the way, let's get to installation. So this mod very conveniently has a very simple Vortex Mod Manager download option. That is, of course, my preferred method for mods, so I'm going to go for that. Just click that button, do the slow download. And as you can see in Vortex, Starter Camp shows up right here in my list of mods. It's already enabled. And that is pretty much it, guys, for installation. Very simple, very straightforward. Hopefully that was pretty easy to follow along with. You guys really liked the showcase for the Starter Camp. If you did, please leave a like on the Starter Camp mod page. Get that thing endorsed and trending. Let more people see it. And as always, guys, happy modding and happy Mondays. Alright guys, we are back in the game here, and I'm showcasing the mod Imperial Prison Sewer Dock Additions with the optional patch included for the Starter Camp mod. So real quick, just want to show, we just left the sewers here. And as you can see, we have Starter Camp here. It's got the chest, it's got the bedroll, and it's got, well, it used to have a light there. But with this mod, Imperial Prison Sewer Dock Additions, we have nice little lanterns on most of these holes here, and the dock is a little bit more flushed out. As you can see, we've got a couple of items to start off with. Leather boots, we've got a leather helmet, we've got a sack with some stuff, small crate that's got a torch. You know, we just have, in general, a few extra things you can kind of start out with. Slaughterfish scales. We've got a torch here. You know, it's a whole mess of extra stuff here, and a nice little stool to sit out and look across. I don't know, is this a lake or is this a river? I would say probably part of the lake, at least that way. But either way, this is a nice little addition here to the docks. It definitely adds to the starter camp that we've got here with the bedroll and the chest, which is a great addition that kind of makes this dock a little more lively and interesting. Okay, so we are done showcasing this mod. Let's go ahead and get into installation. Alright guys, we are on the Imperial Prison Sewer Dock Additions mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. If you liked the showcase of this mod that I just showed, please endorse this mod. Is basically the like button for Nexus Mods. With that out of the way, let's get to installation. I'm going to do a quick and easy Vortex download, which might be kind of boring, pretty much a one-click thing, but there are a couple of things that we need to talk about with this mod and downloads. We have a main files tab here, and this is the main file. If you just want this mod, this is essential. This is the main file that you need. We're going to go ahead and download it now with the slow download. And as you can see here, it's already installed on Vortex and enabled. That is the main file. Now there are two optional files. Let's talk about this first one. It's Extra Lanterns add-on, and you can see here the difference between this one and this one. It just makes things a little bit brighter at night. Very nice. We're going to go ahead and download that as well. And as you can see, it shows up right here, already found and enabled. Now, Vortex has a tool already configured inside of it that organizes your load order called loot. We're going to check the load order real quick and just make sure that that is working correctly. So as you can see here, we have the Imperial Prison Dock Additions ESP file. That is great. And after it, and this is important, after the Docks Extra Lanterns ESP file is here, this is essential for it to work. If they have them in the opposite order, your game is going to not work. So just make sure. I think that Vortex does a good job of handling dependencies like this, but I would just check if you have any complications when you try to run the game. That's probably it. Now, there is a third file here. It's also optional. There's a mod starter camp that I've already covered. If you have that mod installed as well, you are going to need this patch file right here to make it compatible between that mod and this one. The starter camp adds a bed here and a non-respawning chest, so you can safely stash your items right there. And most of the work done on this mod is at the end of the dock anyways, so this is just a nice compatibility patch file. I am going to go ahead and download it because I have that mod installed right now. And you can even see that in my load order here. You can see First Camp ESP. That's exactly what that mod is. If you have both of these mods installed, First Camp and Imperial Prison Dock Additions, This is probably the best way to do the load order. It's got first camp first, followed by Imperial Prison Dock additions, followed by the extra lanterns add-on if you so choose. This is not a required file. And then the Prison Docks first camp patch ESP file at the very end. This is the patch that just makes these two play well together. That's the load order. And as you can see, you've got all three of these files right here: the main plugin, the extra lanterns, and the starter camp patch. That's all I've got for this mod with installation. If you follow these steps and confirm the load order is correct, you should have no issues with your game. In the future, if you ever plan to get rid of starter camp for whatever reason, and you have all this installed, you will need to remove this patch file. Otherwise, it is going to complain that you're missing a dependency for this particular file. And I think that is pretty much all there is for this mod. Hopefully it was pretty easy to follow along, and you guys found a new, very nice mod that's going to stick in your load order for quite a while. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, happy modding and happy Mondays. Hey guys, we are back in the game and we are talking to Bernardo at the best defense in the Imperial City Market District. Real quick, I just want to show you the vanilla version of training because we are going to go over a mod a little bit later that's going to change some things.
Pay attention and you can learn a lot.
So if you see here, it is going to cost 400 to train heavy armor. And you can also see it says times trained to this level, 0 out of 5. So that is the default way that training works. Now we're going to go ahead and get into a mod that's going to change a little bit of that. Alright guys, as you can see, we are still talking to Bernardo at the best defense. But we're going to go into the training menu here. And as you can see, instead of costing 400 gold, this is only going to cost us now 200 gold. The mod that is doing this is called Discounted Training, and it comes in several different versions that change the price from a wide array of 50% off. I think the lowest is a 90% discount. It fluctuates between full price and that. Just download which version that you want, which we're going to get into right now, so let's get to installation, guys. Alright guys, we are on the discounted training mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. If you like this mod, please endorse it. It is basically the like button for Nexus Mods. With that out of the way, let's get to installation. This mod comes in 4 different versions, and it's going to kind of be a to each their own on preferences for which one you'd prefer to have. This is a 25% discount, 50% off discount, 75% off discount, and 90% off discount. You only need one of these mods installed. If you try to install multiple versions of the mod, whichever one is loaded last in the load order is going to overwrite all of the others. So you really want to make sure that you only have one of these installed at a time. For all intents and purposes, they are basically all going to be the exact same download through Vortex with the Mod Manager download. I'm going to go ahead and install the 90% off version just for this video. Let's go ahead and do a slow download. And as you can see here in Vortex, it's already picked up discounted training and then 90% off appended at the end there. Whichever version you have, and I'll go ahead and show you the 50% off as well. You can see they're both listed here under discounted training and then whatever percent off they are. You can download multiple versions of the mod, but just remember you only need one of them installed in order to get the benefit. If you have both installed, one of them is going to override the other one. But that is it, guys. There's no craziness to installation for this one. Very simple, very straightforward. Hopefully you guys were able to follow along and found a new mod that you're going to have installed. And with all that out of the way, guys, happy modding and happy Mondays. Hey guys, we are back in the game and we are talking to Bernardo at the best defense in the Imperial City Market District. Real quick, I just want to show you the vanilla version of training because we are going to go over a mod a little bit later that's going to change some things.
Pay attention and you can learn a lot.
So if you see here, it is going to cost 400 to train heavy armor. And you can also see it says times trained to this level 0 out of 5. So that is the default way that training works. Now we're going to go ahead and get into a mod that's going to change a little bit of that. Alright guys, as you can see, we are still talking to Bernardo at the best defense in the Imperial City Market District. Let's get into the training menu.
We can't teach you a thing or two.
And as you can see, the times trained this level, now instead of saying 0 out of 5, is showing 0 out of 9,999. It's over 9,000. Sorry, I had to. But yeah, this is just a simple mod called Unlimited Training Sessions that brings the times train this level up from 5 all the way to 9,999. Very simple, very good mod, highly recommended, and I think this is going to be in a lot of people's load orders, including mine. So let's get into installation. Alright guys, we are on the Unlimited Training Sessions mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. If you like this mod, please endorse it. This is basically the like button for Nexus Mods. I was unable to endorse just then because you can't endorse until 15 minutes after you download the mod, and I just recently downloaded it for the first time. So let's get into installation, guys. Files here, we've got Unlimited Training Sessions, just the one file. There's a real quick and easy mod manager download option, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Do a slow download, and if we look here, we can see Vortex went ahead and installed and enabled Unlimited Training Sessions right here. That is all you have to do. The mod is now officially installed and ready to go. There's nothing complicated about this one whatsoever. I hope that was pretty straightforward and very easy to follow along with, guys. I hope you found a pretty convenient mod. And with that out of the way, as always, happy modding and happy Mondays. Alright guys, we are back in the game, and real quick, with relatively vanilla settings here, I'm going to show you guys. We have the Kavach Cuirass that you get from the main quest once you retake Castle Kavach. And as you can see, the enchantment on this item is very lowly. It's only 2 points for endurance and 2 points for strength. This is because the item itself is tied to my character level. Currently, I am level 1, which is a little unfortunate. I definitely have enough to level up quite a bit. So I'm going to outgrow this thing very quickly. If I go ahead and do this, and I don't know, speed's pretty good. Level up a couple dozen times. You can clearly see that I'm going to outlevel this thing by quite a bit. The reward for retaking this castle is pretty bad compared to if I had leveled up by quite a bit. And honestly, the level gap that I'm creating right now is obscene, especially if logic would dictate you go through and knock out this mission and level up afterwards. So you're going to get a reward and then level up, and the reward is based off your level. So it's a little annoying in that regard. I think level 7, let's say level 10 just to be totally fair. I just want to demonstrate that the level gap is pretty significant here in comparison. Level 9, sure, we'll work on this. Let's make it an even level 11. Just want to highlight my point pretty well. Okay, and if we look at this Kvatch Curious, it is still a lowly Fortify Endurance, Fortify Strength. Kind of total crap. As you progress in the game, you're going to find more cool stuff, and I think there's an issue at play where a lot of people that have played the game long enough and kind of know what the quest rewards are for things are going to kind of hold off until they're at a higher level to get the best out of the game, which I think kind of destroys the experience of the game a little bit. But there is, in fact, a mod out there that's going to allow you to get the items early on and allow the items to automatically level up with you as a player, making them really good in the early games and also really good in the late games. So you can just find that item that suits your build and progress it with yourself as you go along. So let's get into what that mod does. Alright guys, we are back in the game. This time I have the mod installed, auto upgrade leveled items, and as you can see I am still level 1, and I have the Kvatch Curious here that has a enchantment of 2 points to endurance and 2 points to strength. We're going to go ahead and start leveling up. And hopefully you guys are going to see the same thing that I do as I see it. Should automatically detect when I start leveling up. Whenever that leveling threshold is to get a better set of rewards, it's going to figure that out and automatically give me the next tier. I think it's either at level 5, 7, or 11 that this thing gets upgraded. We'll see in a little bit. Auto saving. Makes sense. And if you see right there on the top left, it says the Kvatch Curious was removed and added to the inventory. We'll go ahead and check that out. And look at that, we already have the upgraded 3 points enchantment version due to our level 5. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and equip it and see if it auto re-equips once I level up some more. I think this one is going to be at level 11 that we get the upgrade to the level 4 enchantment. But we'll see. Could be level 10. Just keep an eye out for that message on the top left. Sorry, this is a bit boring for you guys, just watching someone level up quite a bit. But I did want to show you guys this in real time, just so there's no confusion of did he do the same thing I did I do it wrong, that kind of thing. It is just me leveling up right now with this version of the mod. There are a few different versions. One of them is you get a spell that you can cast that is free to cast that automatically detects your level and upgrades all your items for you only when you cast the spell. This one, however, is the automatic, which means every 10 seconds it is checking to see if anything needs upgraded. It looks like it took it right off of my body, which is totally fine. Just keep that in mind when you are using this mod, that if you have items equipped and you level up, it will remove them from your inventory and then add them back and not re-equip them. So just bear that all in mind. It's probably going to be the same thing with the manual casting spell. But let's check. I'm going to go ahead and get into that right now. Alright guys, I am back in the game. This time I have the version of auto upgrade leveled items installed with a manual install spell. You can see that I am level 11 right now, and if we go to my inventory and look at the Kvatch Cuirass, it is still the level 1 enchantment that is 2 endurance and 2 strength. If we go to my spells, which I have a lot here, you can see the auto upgrade leveled item spell right here. It has a bunch of script effect on self things going on. I have it set up now, and I'm going to go ahead and cast the spell. And you can see on the top left, the Kvatch Cuirass was removed from my inventory and added back. And removed from the inventory and added back. So it looks like it ran it a couple of times to get the upgrade. And it is 2 upgrades advanced, looking at the 4 endurance and 4 strength. Pretty solid. I think that this mod is going to be a permanent fixture in my load order. There are 3 versions of the mod. There's the manual spell version. There's a version that checks every 10 seconds to see if everything needs to be upgraded. And then there's a little bit less taxing version of that mod where it only runs the check when you level up. I think that's the version that I'm actually going to stick with moving forward. I think every time I level up, it would be a great thing for the game to just check to see if any of my items can be leveled up with me at that time. Pretty fantastic and amazing mod. Let's move on to installation now. Alright guys, we are on the auto upgrade leveled items mod page on Nexus Mods. I am, as always, going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. And we're going to dive on into all 3 versions of this mod. You can see there's a manual installation guide down here. It's very simple. Download, unzip, and place the contents of the file here. Pretty straightforward. Just keep an eye out on this page. You can see every item that's included in all this, all the weapons, armor, staffs, jewelry, etc. With that out of the way, let's get to our nice Vortex Mod Manager downloads. And also, if you like this mod, please endorse. The endorse button is basically the like button of Nexus Mods. Alright, so let's look at these three different versions here. This is the main base version. It's going to run the script to check to see if everything needs upgraded every 10 seconds automatically. That's a very good version, especially if you're installing this mid playthrough and you don't want to have to level up in order to get this to work. There's also the manual spell version here. Basically, you just cast a spell as I showed before, and it detects if everything needs to be upgraded or not. Very straightforward. And then this is the version that only runs the script when you level up. This is the version that I'm actually going to use in game. I'm going to go ahead and install all three though, just to show you. They're all named three different things, but you really probably only need one of these installed at a time. I suppose it doesn't really hurt to have all three installed. But that just means it's going to check every 10 seconds to see if everything needs upgraded. It'll also check automatically when you level up, and you'll also have a spell that lets you upgrade them yourself. So we've just done the Mod Manager download and downloaded them slow. And if you look here in Vortex, we have all three of them enabled right now. And that's it. Installation is done. I am only going to have the one on level up installed. I think that's going to pretty much solve this moving forward for me. Yeah, that's it for installation, guys. I hope it was pretty straightforward, pretty easy to follow. And as always, happy modding and happy Mondays. Alright guys, we are back in the game, and we are at the Shrine of Clavicus File. And if we activate this shrine, he demands a more powerful champion to begin this quest. That is a bit annoying. But you know what? When things get annoying, people make mods. And the mod that we're about to cover here is no Daedric quest level requirements. So let's get into it. Alright guys, we are back and we have the no Daedric quest level requirements installed. Let's get back to this guy. I just want to show you I am still level 1 on this save, so let's go ahead and activate. See if we can get this quest moving for a level 20 character. Look at that.
A mortal! Wonderful. Always a pleasure. Perhaps you'll do service for me, mortal, and I'll reward you. A fair bargain, don't you think? You will retrieve for me a sword. A very special sword. It contains the soul of Umbra, a hero I have had dealings with in the past. Bring the sword to me, and I'll reward you with my mask. You'll not find a better bargain, mortal. Begin your search in Hell's Gate.
And as you can see, we were able to start this level 20 Daedric quest at level 1. That's a great mod. Very happy to have it, and now we are going to get into installation. Alright guys, we are on the No Daedric Quests level requirement mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. If you like this mod, please endorse the mod. It's basically the like button of Nexus Mods. With that out of the way, let's dive on into this. There is a bit of information on manual installation for this mod. It's very straightforward. You download the file, unzip it, and place everything where it's supposed to be. And then make sure that you add the ESP to the plugins.txt file. Very straightforward with the manual installation. I am not going to cover that. because as always, I prefer the Vortex Mod Manager download, and this mod provides just that. Mod Manager download. There's no extra requirements for this mod, so it's just a standalone. You can download it this way. We're just going to hit the slow download. And as you can see here in Vortex, it has already downloaded and enabled the No Daedric Quest level requirements right here in Vortex. And that is it, guys. Mod is totally installed and ready to go. We can even check our load order here, and you can see No Daedric Quest level requirement is right there with an ESP file. Pretty straightforward. I hope this was very easy to follow along with. And as always, guys, happy modding and happy Mondays. Alright, guys, I am back in the game here, and I'm just about to leave the Imperial City sewers for the first time. And I have a nice little mod installed called Spellmaking and Enchanting Starting Spells. Now, I probably could have showed this in the tutorial, but I'm just going to go ahead and show it here as I first exit the sewers, because it is a very nice, convenient mod. Essentially, it adds two spells, Create Spell and Enchant Item. All you have to do is cast the spell. It's going to be Create Spell, and as you can see, we are able to go through the whole process of creating spells on our own. So you can set it up however you want. It can be over time, it can be whatever you need. Essentially, it's the standard creating a spell process. And the other one, as you can probably guess, is the enchant item. It's going to take us to the enchanting menu right out the gate, and we're able to set up whatever we need to. So this is just kind of a shortcut process. It skips the need to go through all the hoops of joining the Mages Guild and gaining access to the Imperial City Mages Guild area. And it also skips the need to go to the Mage's Tower and purchase, all the upgrades for that tower. So it's a nice little shortcut. It does allow you to go about, all the spell crafting and enchanting that you need on the fly. So you're also not tied to fast traveling back to a specific location to get all that stuff done, which I think is also very, very convenient. I think this is probably going to be in my load order for quite some time. This is a fantastic mod. Again, this is the Spellmaking and Enchanting Starting Spells. And now that we're done with the demo, I'm going to go ahead and move along to installation. Alright guys, we are on the Spellmaking and Enchanting Starting Spells mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. If you like this mod, please endorse it with this button right here. This essentially is the like button for Nexus Mods. Lets them know that you like the mod. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get to installation. For manual installation, the steps are right here. You just need to download the zip file, extract it, place it in this data folder here, and then add it to the plugins text, add this bit right here to it. That is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We're not going to go into the manual installation, though in this video we're going to install with Vortex as always. It's my preferred way of getting my mods organized. So we'll go to the Mod Manager download, and we're going to do a slow download. And if we pull it up here on Vortex, you can see Spellmaking and Enchanting Starting Spells is already installed and enabled, and that is going to be it. There's no configuration steps, there's no requirements or dependencies. That is all there is for installation, guys. Very short, very simple. I hope you guys were able to follow along, and I hope you found a new mod that's going to have a permanent home on your load order. With all of that out of the way, guys, as always, happy modding and happy Mondays. Alright guys, I am back in the game here, and I have the mod installed Shade's Simple Saddlebags, and it's just a very convenient mod that adds a spell to your inventory. It's a touch spell called Loot Bag, and if you activate it on your horse, you get two options. You can deposit items, or you can access the items you've already deposited. If you check, you have several different options when you go to access. It can be the entire loot bag, just the ingredients, food, soul gems, and soul trap. We are just gonna go to loot bag. There's nothing there right now. But if I go to deposit, I can deposit my ingredients. And you can see these are all the items that I deposited. If there's anything that I don't want deposited, I can just pick one and take it, just like if you were looting from a container. But let's go ahead and deposit also the food. And I'm going to go ahead and deposit soul gems. And as you can see, if we go to access, we can go just to the loot bag, and you're going to see every item that we deposited right there. Now, this mod comes in two versions. The first version, which is what I currently have installed, you have to cast on a horse or in a guild hall in the market district, in a rented inn where you have a room, or inside an owned house. Those are kind of the only places you can activate this, so it's very, I would say, convenient to be able to buy and sell stuff a little easier, and kind of helps with the encumbrance. The second version allows you to cast this anywhere at any time, which, you know, is also very convenient, but maybe immersion breaking for some people. To each their own on that, but I think this is a great, convenient mod. Let's go ahead and get into installation. Alright guys, we are on Shade Saddlebags mod page on Nexus Mods. As always, I am going to leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. If you like this mod, please go ahead and endorse the mod. It's basically the like button of Nexus Mods. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into installation. So if you scroll down here, you can see he has his own video covering exactly what the mod does. I think he's going to do a much better job than what I did. He made the mod after all. And down here on installation, he's got steps for manual installation. Just to go through this, it's going to be very straightforward, very simple. But as always, I much prefer the Vortex Mod Manager installation process. So let's get into it. Under Files, you have two different versions. This is the Anywhere option, and this is the base one where you're kind of limited to the horse, guild hall, etc. You don't need both mods installed, and it's recommended that you only have one installed anyways. This makes a touch spell, and this is a self spell, so theoretically they might both still work, but I would caution against it and only use one. I'm going to go ahead and do the mod manager download for the first one. Go slow download. And I'm also going to mod manager download the second one. But I will only have one enabled at a time. And if we come here to Vortex, you can see there's unresolved file conflicts. Definitely something that will happen if you have both of these installed. Again, I only recommend having one or the other enabled at a time. I am only going to have this first one installed and enabled, so I'm going to disable the second one, and then I won't have any weird file conflicts. And with that out of the way, guys, it is definitely installed right now and good to go. I will say there is only one part of the whole mod that drives me a little crazy, and it's the naming convention in Vortex. As you can see, this one starts with 1 and this one starts with 2. It would be much more convenient if it was maybe Shade Saddlebags -1 or -2, and then they would both be right next to each other, and there wouldn't be a chance for a different mod to be in between them like it is now. Now, not many mods actually have the number 1 as their starting, character in their name, so I don't see a long list of mods causing an issue here, but it still bothers me nonetheless. But anyways, it's a great mod. I think it's definitely going to be in my load order moving forward. I hope you guys enjoyed the mod, and as always, happy modding and happy Mondays. Hey guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching Modding Mondays, the series. I am trying to get these videos spread as far and wide as possible so we can get as many people as possible modding this game and not being afraid to try to get their local system set up. I am going to need your help in doing this though, so please, please, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video as much as possible so we can get more people modding this amazing game. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next time.